So 3 times Om, Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Now we have gathered here for a samyam saptah. And for this time duration, we're gonna try to understand the age-old wisdom, and that also the topmost of our ancient culture, and that is called Upanishad. And before entering into any particular Upanishad, it's better to also understand what Upanishad is and why we should study Upanishad, or what potential Upanishad has, in order to transform ourselves. So, the Vedic culture is offering quite many different kind of rituals, quite a many type of sadhanas, etc. But it can be generalized into two for us to understand better. And one is any kind of a practice which improvises our life, our state of being, our mental state, even our physical state, our surroundings. Okay, there are quite many sadhanas or quite many rituals which deliver this good. It can be said that's the area of action or karma. And as a human being, because we are in a needy side, to improvise our state of external affairs or even mental state, and that's why the Upanishad, or the Shruti rather, is offering such different kind of a practice also. That performing particular practice, you can gain better off financially, better off in health, better off in psychic strength, etc. Okay, and because those are in an area of action, are relatively grosser and relatively easier to perform also, because we also in general understand the language of action quite easily. Okay, but it has its own limitations also. At the same time, what it gives the higher result, there are limitations also, as is the limitation in the area of other actions. Say for example, if we are having a good time in a company of many people, but it's never gonna last forever. Same people sometimes turn out to be hostile to us, or we feel like that. any kind of external state can never give infinite joy to us, or for infinite time as well, you know. So there are always limitations in external achievement. Even if we maintain certain kind of a mental state, you know, by any kind of a practice, it can be a physical practice or mental practice, that mental state also might vanish, you know. It also has it also is a subject to turbulence, you know. Yeah, but still we have to keep that mental state in balance, or deeper and deeper balance. At the same time, there is another area, there is another zone altogether which offers what exactly we want. What we exactly want is any state of contentment or peace or happiness which never go off, you know. One. Second, we don't have to maintain it, because any sort of maintenance is a pain, you know. Nobody wants to do it. Okay, even in ashram also, you know, if you have to maintain things, then we'll think twice that okay, maybe natural is fine. We think that way, you know. So we don't have to maintain that state. It doesn't go off, and it doesn't reduce in its intensity as well. See, that's our deepest desire. Okay, and those of us who has wandered, examined well enough the external world and its gain and found out that the results what we are seeking is never possible from the external world, those people only will try to delve within and try within. And just like external world, in a world internal also guidance is necessary. We may try our own way with our current level of intelligence, but still on top of it we need certain higher guidance, and that higher guidance is offered by Shruti, Vedas. That higher guidance is offered by the avatars or the great masters. Okay, and that second area or second zone what I am talking about is a area of knowledge or self-knowledge. And that self-knowledge is being dealt by a part of the Vedas called Upanishad, where the action or the results we gain from the action is not prescribed. Rather, at times the actions are discouraged. Okay, the actions are discouraged, citing its own limitations, citing its own extroverted nature, so that eventually we go within and find the perennial source of happiness which is already within. Okay, and that's where Upanishad also gives a help. So that's where the significance or importance of Upanishad is, or any kind of knowledge, self-knowledge. You know, Upanishad means there can be many different ways Upanishad can be understood. One is the book, which having a bunch of mantras, you know, that's called Upanishad. The second, the sound, you know, see, if I chant some mantra, that's also called Upanishad. Okay. Third, its meaning, what this mantra means. Okay. What Shruti wants to say, that's the third meaning. And the fourth is the knowledge aspect. the knowledge aspect which Upanishad wants to convey. Okay, these all are called Upanishad. Okay, from grosser to subtler and subtlest most. And as per our level of evolution, we may pick 1, 2, 3 or 4. Because at times it happens that, okay, I don't have anything to do with the mantras or sort, it's written in a Sanskrit or like that, or knowledge is independent of this particular mantra or particular book. That's correct. But the particular mantra or book is an aid, it's a helping tool to derive that knowledge in our intellect. Okay, and that's why it is also given a great reverence. Okay, the book, the mantras, like that, Sound is not a Upanishad, somebody might point out. Okay, that's right. And that's why even I remember Swami Vivekananda, he says that, okay, wherever in the world, in any book or in any language, by any person, the knowledge of non-dual reality has been delivered or given, that can be called Upanishad. That can be called Upanishad. It's fine. Or any kind of upadesha or knowledge leading us towards this oneness, Upanishad. Okay. So there is no question or doubt about any sort of proprietary over the knowledge. The rishis, the ancient wise people or great masters in India or across the world, they know knowledge is a universal. It can never be a proprietary of one particular geographical location or group of people. But the tools, the environment, can be subject to one particular area, geographical location, where a group of people gather and then, pursue that particular knowledge system. That's possible. But knowledge is always independent of any particular system. So, these particular different meanings can be of the Upanishad. Now, of course, the Upanishad is nothing but the non-dual reality. Say Tattvamasi example. That is a Mahavakya. So Tattvamasi, the sound and its meaning, okay. But beyond the meaning in our intellect, the awareness, where there is a oneness, there is a awareness about oneness in me. That's the goal and that's the Upanishad. Okay, that way it should be seen. Now I'm talking about the fashion in which this teaching is being given. The teaching fashion is also been given in this word Upanishad itself. Because why such a word? Upanishad. Why such word? So it can be subdivided into 3: Upa, Ni and Shad. So Upa means coming closer. Coming closer to whom? Coming closer to what? Coming closer to the source of knowledge. One seeker understands. Okay. Coming closer to source of knowledge, coming closer to the teacher, coming closer to the guru, like that. It can be physically coming closer, so I'm staying somewhere far away, so I go and meet. It can be rather internally coming closer, and that's why in a regular term also we use that term. No, that person is closer to me. Doesn't mean that person is just staying, nearby all the time. Person might be far away, but still closer. Because what it means, I'm emotionally connected with that person. Okay, so deeply connected with a guru, a teacher, or even this knowledge tradition is upa. So that is needed. It's not that, okay, I don't have any connection with anybody of this higher sort whatsoever, and I will get the knowledge. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. When Swamiji, I remember, he gave me one example. Why coming closer is necessary. He gave an example of a cub, tiger cub. The cub was observing his or her mother, that how she is hunting, what different steps she is doing and all, what kind of patience she has and all. Then attacking and, accelerating speed and maneuvering the speed and all that. All this cub is observing of his or her mother, and that's how the cub, when it grows up, learns and becomes a perfect hunter. Okay, so one learns from one's mother, with whom one is closest. So that closest nature is necessary, and that's why in our tradition it says Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Tvameva Matachi Pita Tvameva, like that, So that much closeness is necessary. That's one, upa. So here closeness with the source of knowledge can be person, yes, necessary for us. Can be tradition. Okay, can be a book. A person, because there is a variety in our psyche also. Some people, may be closely connected with the Bhagavad Gita, for example. Their life circles around the Gita. So that's also good. That's upa. And then second is a ni. Ni means a nishchaya purvaka, with firm determination. Not like a window shopping. In window shopping, what happens that, okay, we just go and explore. If we feel like we just think twice, not just we'll buy it, we just think twice, and then we may just move away also. So not the window shopping, but I have narrowed down all my possibilities of gaining peace and contentment. And world is only giving me superficial joy and peace. And beyond that, it's only time pass. Okay. Beyond that, only it's a killing time. Because that only passes through, We don't need to do anything. Just for the time pass. It will pass. And one day we will also pass. So that's what it happens. So one has narrowed down one's own chances, one's own possibilities of gaining deepest joy, what everybody wants, what one wants. And then one is now seeking this particular area, exploring within, discovering within. So that determination is necessary. Such intelligent person, such person who is clear, not that maybe next time I will get joy what I am wanting from this particular event. No. One has very much clarity about what one will get and what one will not get. That much intelligence, that much awareness one has gained. And actually, for this purpose only our life is in the world external. We experience, we go through joys and sorrows or different experiences and learn the lesson. Faster we learn, faster this ni or nischaya or determination happens. Because there is no pill available for determination. Even interesting, the guru also can help, inspire, but guru also doesn't have pill to give determination. Okay. And that's why each disciple has different course of evolutionary path. So that is Ni. And so Upanishad is giving a teaching about Upa, coming closer, it's very necessary, Ni, Nischaya, determination, and Shad. Shad, Sadru, it's a destruction. It means destruction. Destruction of what? The destruction of the technical term called sansara. Okay. Means our individuality, our ego, our kartrutva. Kartrutva means the doership, and bhoktrutva means enjoyership. See, these are nothing but the kids of ignorance. Ignorance of self results in form of individuality, which is called ego, enjoyer of the fruits, actor, and then just play around in this world, just hang around in this world, which is ultimately time pass. Ultimately it is a time pass. So the knowledge of the Upanishad will destroy this particular phenomena called ego or ignorance. Okay. See, I'll give another very subtle differentiation between knowledge and self. It's very important to understand so that we become more sincere in our pursuits. I'm talking knowledge and self. One statement is such that self is knowledge itself. That's true. Okay. But here, the process of gaining knowledge and self, has some distinction. And distinction is what? The self is not adverse or against anything, including ignorance. Including ignorance. Self is not adverse to ignorance. But the knowledge is hostile to ignorance. Ignorance means knowledge will destroy ignorance. For example, the sun, is hostile to darkness. Whenever there is a sun, darkness will go. Okay. But the self, what I said, for example, our own awareness. I am aware there is a darkness, and I am aware there is a light or brightness. In both darkness and light both sustain in my awareness. Okay, I'm just giving an example. So that exactly is the role of knowledge, which will remove the ignorance sitting deep in our heart. And that knowledge is being gained different way by different great masters, great different scriptures, like that. Ultimately, they want this particular knowledge, and that's why they say it's a garden of heaven, or different terms are being used. What it is? Sorrowless joy. Nothing other than that, isn't it? And that also infinite joy. And that particular joy or peace, which is not gained by any action, that also we have to club together. because any effect of the action will fade away over the time. Okay. So the knowledge is a very unique phenomena which can destroy the ignorance and its all lineage, which is doership and ego and etc., for good. Okay, that is possible, and that knowledge is been given or delivered by Upanishad. Okay, as I said, here Upanishad has a particular way to deliver, particular style to deliver this knowledge. May some other master, say Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Ma Anandamayi, might have some other ways to deliver this knowledge. Knowledge remains the same one only. Okay. Some other master with having a different unique language altogether, might have the same case. So highest knowledge is the knowledge of oneness, is delivered different way. And here, with help of our own psyche, matured mind, sharpened or subtle intellect, we are gaining this knowledge. What it means? Our subtle intellect, mature mind, means balanced emotions, are a great tool, or rather required tool to gain this knowledge. Yeah. Without it, what happens that our emotions may just carry away us somewhere else. Wandering mind also may carry us away somewhere else. And then sometimes we may feel, okay, maybe not this time. Next time, means next birth. I'll try that way. Because why? Because my mind is not ready. It's not supporting. We need supportive mind. We need subtle intellect which is steady, calm and penetrating. Combination of head and heart. Okay. So what it takes, or what kind of qualities such qualified student has, that also Upanishad gives. How one can become determined in this particular knowledge area, that is also been given. So Upanishad gives so many different surrounding prerequisites also, and in the core there is a knowledge of oneness. Okay, so that's what it is. And now if we talk about Prashna Upanishad, this Prashna Upanishad is a part of one Veda called Atharva Veda, and 4 Vedas: Ruk Ved, Yajur Ved, Sama Ved, Atharva Veda. Okay, that's where which is called a source of all kind of knowledge. And again, I quote Swami Vivekananda. He says that any kind of higher knowledge we get from anywhere in the world, any language, can be said Veda. Okay, so Veda means knowledge, means no proprietary, but tradition can be there which helps us, environment can be there, or should be there rather, which helps us unify our efforts and going towards the goal happily. Okay, and for that all this environment and tradition and which is necessary. Okay, now talking about Prashna Upanishad, which is in a Atharva Veda. Is giving knowledge of self in its own peculiar or unique way. And the name, the Prashna Upanishad, it shows that something question, Prashna means question. Means there is a question. Rather, any teaching, all teachings we go through, all Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, elsewhere also, there is a questioning and answers. Question, answer, question, answer, question, answer goes on. Okay, like I read another book like Day to Day with Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. Over there we see that questions, so many questions from different background. People of different background are asking the different questions. Bhagwan has the ultimate answer is know who you are, right? What that I has to say. Now clarify this I, Okay. So here also in this Upanishad and other Upanishads also, the questions are asked by the seeker, and naturally there is a teacher or acharya is answering the question. This is how it goes. Okay. So it means that question is very, very vital. Okay. Because based on the question, the nature of answer will be. Okay. I remember Swami Chinmaya Anandamayi Gurudev. He says that somebody goes to a saint and just talks about or asks some question about some litigation, then definitely the teacher will say, wrong number. You came to the wrong place, go to such and such person. He or she might give you right advice because the area of the question is different altogether. Okay. Some people also go to saint and ask some questions regarding their daily life, daily problems, And out of compassion, saint also gives answer, some solution, But of course, the saint has much, much more to give. Okay. So it depends on what one asks or one seeks, the reply will be. Other than saint, we also can tell the universe also gives what we seek. If we seek one particular distinct way happiness, the chances are then like 1 in 10 million that we get that distinct possibilities. We get some happiness and it's gone again. Because it's ever in a state of flux, we know that. So the point is, as the question, so the answer. That's the point. So the student of the Upanishad are of certain caliber that they have cleared the area of Maya, which is distracting, which is attracting them, which is dissipating their mental strength, etc. They have cleared. So relative wisdom they have gained good enough. So anyway they are wise to certain extent, any student of Upanishad. And now the knowledge about the absolute truth one is trying to gain. One is trying since long. One is putting self-effort. Okay, one is maybe just getting some secondary resources like reading books or something. Okay. One is having one's own efforts to gain this supreme knowledge, the higher knowledge, from where one will get this happiness which one is not finding from outer world. So only place to hunt for is the inner world, but yet one has not succeeded. Okay, such person with such inquisitive inquiry, deep inquiry in his or her heart, approaches the teacher and asks this question about the highest truth. Means it's not only mere asking question, it's the background already has gained by such student. Such student is already, such qualification is gained. Okay. And that qualification, of course, there are two different ways I can just mention and differentiate that. One is fully qualified. Second is half qualified, or partially qualified. So what guru will do, what teacher will do, will say, okay, do anushtanam, do narmada pradikshana, like that, do some seva, okay. Now you need to do a lot of selfless actions, service you do, or now make a schedule such a way that your mind don't get distracted, in your old patterns, like that, So partially qualified student is advised accordingly, so that one becomes qualified fully for this knowledge. Okay, and that's why if you just look around, that upadesha or teaching of self-knowledge is in abundance in this today's era where IT, information technology, is prevailing. Okay, communication, transportation is like in a peak. So the knowledge of the self can be gained relatively quite easily. Okay, knowledge in the sense which way? The information rather. Okay, but what is lacking more or less is a qualification. Okay, and that's why even the Vedas, the great masters, gurus prescribe various techniques to make one qualify. And rather this preparation, the qualification is a tedious job. And that's why at times it happens that one is just trying to escape from this tedious job, is called preparation. And I will just think, who am I, and just go inside and done. I am self-infinite, I'll meditate on it and it's done. Okay, that also happens. Why? Because another job is quite tedious, quite long also rather. But the qualification is a must. Say it a material world or say it a spiritual world. Without that, this knowledge is not possible. Okay, in material world also same. If you don't have qualification, at max we may have the piece of paper we call degree. Okay, but we won't have that skill, which is called vidya in Sanskrit. No. Okay, same here also. So that qualification, such qualified student, the science of qualified student is also been explained in Upanishad. Sign of qualified teacher is also explained. It's not that anybody can, who memorizes or who can deliver, can be a teacher. No. Okay, that is also been explained over here. And then how the dialogue happens. Okay, and then gradual but very fast, okay, movement in the teaching, and then it delivers the oneness, the knowledge of oneness. So this is how the scheme of Upanishad is. Okay, of any Upanishad, same the Prashna Upanishad also. Now looking at the background of this Upanishad, Prashna Upanishad.
It's 8 past 5.
Oh. Yes, I think it's a good idea that we don't enter into this Upanishad now. So at least that much we can keep, because we need to. Yeah, right. Okay, so far so clear. Looks like it's quite very much. Okay, so. And that's why Upanishad is given the highest position in the Vedas or in our culture, or any knowledge, say Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutra or any other text, also is giving the same knowledge, different way maybe, more elaboration, okay, but the same knowledge what Upanishad is giving. No knowledge is contrary to knowledge of Upanishad. Okay, elsewhere what we see in another book, or even a realized master also. It's never contrary to the Upanishad. So that's what is the importance of this particular, for us now, the book. But ultimately it's a awareness where we stand in oneness with this universe. Right now, me and universe. No matter how calm and peaceful I am, non-harming I am, non-judgmental I am, non-ambitious I am, but still I am as an individual. Now, the very scary thing is, at present I might be such a noble individual. What the scary thing is, we never know. Some deep down devil may surface and make us something else out of this sadhaka or seeker. That's possible, because that's the area of gunas or different qualities. Okay, so things are possible over there. Of course, the possibilities can be high or low. Okay, and that's why gaining the knowledge of the self, knowing the core of I, is very much necessary to secure this peace forever, secure this happiness forever. Okay, and any or all of our efforts also culminating in this oneness knowledge only. So consciously, unconsciously, we are moving towards that only. Okay, and any kind of study is a conscious effort to move towards oneness. Okay, and that's what we'll try to do in this class. Okay, still here? I'll do Purnamada. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Gurudev.